Hello everyone, this is Babamots, and as you know, if I'm uploading a video, it's time for some Homeworlds. This is a game between JuankyEND and Samraku, and they recommended this game to me as being a pretty good one. As far as I know, they're pretty equally matched. I haven't played either one of them very often, but I think they're both solid players, so let's see how it goes. Oh boy, JuankyEND starting off with some excitement already. This is a small red and blue Gemini. Um, I don't like small Gemini because it accelerates two economies that you're going to have a slightly harder time competing in, and I think especially if you don't take yellow, then it takes an extra move to get your ships going to other systems. So it seems like you're shooting yourself in the foot twice, once in each foot maybe. Let's see how it shapes up. And Samraku, not to be completely outdone in strange homeworld setups, takes a. Well, I mean, I guess a green star shouldn't be all that shocking, but green ships are by far the most popular. Um, but taking a medium green, yellow Gemini blue ship. So this is a microverse. The homeworlds are connected, and so both players will have to be very, very careful. Samraku, I bet, can take out Huanky's blue star pretty early on, though possibly at the loss with the loss of their initial large ship here. Okay, Juan takes a build. Samraku builds. Juan trades for yellow right away. I think that's probably for the best. Well, maybe they'd want to go for. I don't know yet. So blue and red are both in danger of getting frozen for Juan, so it could be scary. Sam takes a. Should I just call him Sam? Sam's easier to say. Juan is already hard for me to say very well, and while I'm trying to enunciate especially clearly. Okay. Sam builds again, effectively cleaning out the small blues. Let's see what Juan does. Sticks with the yellow. If Juan moves one of those yellows into Sam's home, Sam would have to then trade for red. Okay, yeah, Sam's getting red, preempting any shenanigans Juan might try to do with a really early demolition, I guess. Sam builds another red. Juan, honestly, though, could start moving those yellows in. And if Sam ever takes a turn off from capturing to reduce the yellow concentration, Juan can just build a yellow instead. I think Juan can take out that yellow star if they want. Juan trading for red, um, which keeps Sam from building any more red for the moment, and gets Juan into the red economy. That'll open up the mediums, though Juan will have to move out in order to take advantage of it. That's probably a good way to go. Sam spreading out the reds, I think, wanting to build the mediums. Juan also moves into position to build. Sam builds, Juan builds. Not surprising. Okay, Sam now turns attention to blue. Neither player has a. Oh well, no. Juan has yellow. Sam doesn't have yellow, so Juan doesn't really need to be afraid of building that medium for the purposes of overpopulation, except that Sam then would get to build the large, so sort of a standoff in the reds. Nobody wants to build that medium. Sam spreading out the blues instead. I think that's just fine. Sam already has a pretty good hold on the blues. Juan will need to get a medium someplace before trading for blues. So looking, just because of that mini freeze going on here, I like Sam's position pretty well. Juan spreading out the yellows, preparing to build more. Yeah, Sam taking advantage of that blue monopoly. Sam now trading for a medium yellow. Increases their connectivity a lot. I might have just pressed on trying to get more and more blue, though. Although, well, Sam, that is the first yellow ship that Sam gets. Sam needs to get in before Juan runs away with all the yellows. So yeah, that's probably for the best. Okay. Juan now also getting the medium yellow. Sam can build the large. Yeah, I think they'd be making a mistake if they didn't. Although Juan now can sacrifice medium yellow to move two small yellows into this colony. Um, to overpopulate the large, which materially would be good for Juan, but Samraku can build blue again and get back into the yellows without too much trouble. Yeah, Juan has a little head start in the yellows, but that's not very big. Okay, Juan, yeah, pushing the yellows again. Does Sam come in with medium yellow again? Yes. Juan spreads out yellows again. Sam builds yellow again. Juan gets that medium, and now the tables have turned. Sam can spread out the yellows and prepare to build the large on their next turn. They could try to discourage Juan from building a large yellow by, for example, moving one of these yellows into bleb, so that if Juan builds a large yellow, Sam can also build one and wipe them out. But yeah, I think spreading out, I think that minor invasion would probably just lose Sam a turn, but be about equal in material. I think spreading out is probably better. So Juan's going to get a large. No, trading for the blue. Sam was more worried about getting locked out of the blues, apparently, than getting that large yellow. And this way, Juan has more space to build the yellows. They've blocked Sam from building the large yellow. So yeah, that seems pretty good. At least as far as the color control, it would be pretty good. But they've also put two blues in their homeworld. If I was Samraku, I would seriously consider sacrificing the Y2 to move two little yellows into Juan's home for the overpopulation. Juan would then have no access to blue. They've got yellows, so they're not dead in the water. But Juan, I think, would have a hard time coming back from that. Let's see if Sam thinks that's a good idea. No, Sam just continuing to pursue the blues. Let's see if Juan protects their home star by moving out. Sacrificing the G3 for 3 yellow builds. Yeah, I agree that there's not enough space to put those in good places, I think. Spreading out the blue, I think, is the right idea. Protect that star. I'm actually a little surprised Sam didn't blow it up when they had the chance. But yeah, that's a very healthy colony. Both players have a very healthy colony. Sam has a second colony that's quite healthy. And both players have perfectly happy homes with exactly one piece of each color. How nice. Okay, so Sam's spreading out the blues. Pretty reasonable. Juan, oh, building more green. Sam has no green ships anywhere. And they're sort of deadlocked in the other 3 colors, where whoever builds the next gets a medium but opens up large for the other. Is that quite true? No. Juan is not in a good position to build red. I think if I were Sam, I'd build the medium red here. Juan won't want to build the large red. And Sam could trade that R2 for a G2 and not get left in the cold, as far as greens are concerned. Sam opening up the large blues. Okay, Juan builds a large blue. Sam has more territory to protect. And of course, Sam has space to build both of those blues if they get the opportunity. Yeah, defending the larger colony is probably the better idea. Does Juan now try to block the big blue build, invade the other colony, or something else? Blocking the build, yeah, and making it that this is This is Sam's last chance to get green, I think. Ooh. Does that work? Juan doesn't have a medium yellow or better. So it would take Juan 2 turns to invade with 2 greens here. But if Juan invades with 1 green, Sam can't afford to capture it. They have to move the big green out or trade it for another color. And as soon as they do, Juan sacrifices red to capture these reds, and Sam is hurting pretty bad. I don't like this trade. I think they should be trading this B2 at home for green. Yeah, Juan would be able to blow up the green star, but they'd have to use their large ship to do it. Um, I think trading at home. Oh no, there is no G2 in the bank anymore. I'm sorry. I guess they'd have to trade the G1. Yeah, Juan doesn't have a good place to build more green at this point, so just that one little G1 would be very strong. Even though there would have been a G3 left in the bank. Okay, Juan, go ahead and start invading that colony, I say. Using the factory. Yellow shopping spree. Interesting. Okay, yeah, getting a bunch of yellow. Now Juan could move 2 greens into this colony at once to blow up the whole thing. They've left yellows on the table for Sam to build. And yeah, so if Sam, for example, sacrificed the G3 to build the two large yellows, they'd be making their colony a little safer. And they could build one other thing. I don't know what. Although, even if Sam doesn't have this G3 here anymore, Juan has Y3 and has 3 greens that they could move into Alti to blow up the whole thing. Although with that, if that G3 is not there anymore, it's not nearly as attractive a target. Juan probably shouldn't sacrifice a Y3 to knock out just 2 mediums, 2 reds. Although maybe if Sam built that Y3 there, it would be worth it. Let's see if Juan commits. Juan does commit. Let's see if Sam saves that colony. Sacrifices the G3 for 2 yellow builds and a blue build. Okay. So now it's 3 larges to 2. Juan probably does not want an even material exchange. Well, yeah, no, I think Sam's ahead in smaller pieces too. So a very roughly even material exchange would happen if Juan sacrificed Y3 to move 3 greens into Alti. Um, oh, but they wouldn't have a large in their home anymore, so yeah, that's no good at all. They could move 1 green in and then threaten to sacrifice the Y2 to move the other 2 in. Yeah, I think Juan should. Maybe there are reasons not to do it, but I really think that Juan should have their eye on a supernova in Alti. Okay, Juan. Okay, just building the G3. Sam doesn't have any green anywhere, so Juan can be at 3, and it doesn't really hurt. Although that leaves Sam free to build the B3. But now Juan's got a factory here. Oh, now they're going to do the supernova? Whew, that's a lot of ships going back. Yep, and they commit to it. All right, let's see where that leaves us. 2 larges to 2 larges. 3 mediums for Sam, only 2 for Juan. Juan has 3 smalls to 2 smalls for Sam, so really close in material. Juan has the only green, though. I think Juan I'm not positive that was a great idea. I think maybe they should have just moved in the ships a little more slowly so they didn't lose that Y3. Um, and Sam would have probably spent some material evacuating And then Juan could have captured some stuff anyway. Something like that might have been better, but we'll just see where it goes from here. Sam trades for G3. Yeah, so one of the reasons I didn't like that too much is that Juan gave up their factory and their green monopoly. So there's plenty of green left to go around. Juan could have used that same stuff for going after. And honestly, Juan was really I wish I could go back more easily, but Juan was really close to a doomsday machine, I think. I mean, look at the yellows they still have, even after sacrificing a Y3. And they had, three green ships they just threw away. That's the makings of a doomsday machine to knock out Samraku's stars. Um, yeah, I wasn't looking at it before the catastrophe, but I my guess is that Juan would have been better off spreading those greens, because well, not the greens so much. So one of the greens in Bleb was in Bleb. It would have needed to go somewhere else to threaten to come into Samraku's home, and these two yellows would have needed to spread out as well. But a single yellow at any type of star, it was mostly larges left in the bank. So just move those guys one by one to large stars, and then they had the makings of a doomsday machine. Okay, enough about that. I think Juan may have missed an opportunity, although it does feel awfully good to knock out a colony like that. All right, Samraku just traded yellow for green. Um, yeah, I kind of like that because it keeps Juan from getting that green monopoly back. Although I'm a little concerned that Samraku's only red ship is a large. There's probably a way for Juan to effectively invade the this colony. Yeah, even just with the big blue or the medium yellow, invade that colony. Samraku won't capture it, and Juan can maybe capture a few of Sam's ships since Juan has two reds. That's what I'd be thinking about. Okay, Juan looking at building another blue. I don't like that too much. Sam can sacrifice Y2 to move in two blues. Well, so I take it back. Looking at it from the perspective of before Juan built, Juan builds that B3, and if Sam wants to overpopulate it, they sacrifice the Y2 and move in a medium and a small. So that's Juan trading one medium for two mediums and a small. That's a great trade for Juan. Um, so yeah, good build. I don't know if Sam should take the overpopulation or not. Moving out the green, that leaves the colony without a large defender. But of course, if Juan invaded with the B3, then Sam could overpopulate it. So maybe that's not so bad. Let's see what Juan does. Juan spreads out the blues. Sam only partially blocked the B3s. They took one B3 out of the bank, but left one in there. So Juan is actually going to get the first chance to build that safely, I think. And Juan moves their B2 to a yellow star where it can come to either Sam's home or this colony, where any place that Sam might try to build the B3. Okay. Sam just moving the B1 into that colony. Kind of offers up a ship for Juan to capture. They might be hoping that no, okay. So I think Sam's expectation is that Juan builds the B3 here in Bleb, and then Sam can sacrifice G3 to build that B3 star. Oh, but they don't have a green ship anywhere. They can't rebuild that G3. And I mean, it's the G3 is buried in the bank anyway. Um, I don't know what that B1 move was about. Um, Sam often comments on the videos. If you want to tell us what that was about, then please do, because I don't see what that's achieving. I guess if Juan Sam, okay, here's my best guess for now. Sam might be thinking that Juan wants to use this Y3 star as an investment, that they'll trade this B2 for a G2 later and sacrifice to build the Y3, which would be a good thing to do. And that Sam is putting this B1 here to foil the investment because it'll take Juan several turns to capture that ship, move it away. Well, 2 turns, I guess, to capture it and move it away, but that makes it harder to use this investment correctly. That's my guess for what Sam has in mind, because they leave that B3 on the table for Juan to build. Juan passes up the B3 and just builds a G1. Interesting. I guess, I mean, okay, if Juan had built that B3, then Sam could have overpopulated both of those B3s, sacrificing the Y2 and moving into blues. So I guess that's what Juan wanted to avoid. But now they've left the B3 on the table for Sam to take. So I'm a little surprised that Juan didn't discover that B3 as a star with like one of the yellows just to get it out of the bank so Sam can't have it. As it is, yeah, Sam uh, doesn't have any reason not to take that I can see. Oh, one thing I should have mentioned at the beginning, I guess. Um, I think of this as being a little uncommon, but both of these players, when they chat on Discord, they're often looking for people to play live. They both seem to very much prefer playing games in real time. And so this game was in real time, and they didn't. In some cases, I probably spent longer talking about the games, the moves, than they took actually choosing them. So just so you know, all right, build the B3 one now, taking that little B2, that little B1, I should say. Juan now is down to 1 red ship. Sam invading with the B3, and there are no blues left in the bank. It's a little bit of a fake threat, though, because Sam is definitely not going to want to spend their only red to capture those guys. Uh-oh. No, Juan, don't fall for it. Juan sacrifices their Y2 to overpopulate just a couple of ships at Sam's home. I don't think Juan needed to do that. Um, Sam doesn't want to sacrifice their only red for that. Although that does decrease the health of Sam's home a lot, I think. Sam can build more reds at home, but can't do anything else there. Um, yeah, so Sam builds that red. Now, if Juan starts building red, Sam could actually have safely built one more red there since Juan doesn't have a medium yellow anymore to overpopulate the 3 reds at Sam's home, but I understand Sam may have felt a little spooked by that idea. Um, moving out to that colony, I think I like that a little less. I think I would have preferred to move it to Dioj, where Sam has access to green technology to keep building reds. Reds seems to be what they want to compete over for the moment. One moving out to a little blue star. Um, that could be threatened pretty easily, and Juan can't run away since this isn't a yellow star. Sam could threaten it by moving in their B3, for example. But Sam just going to build some green. Okay. Huh. So I don't. So not only so Juan is thinking about moving this Y1 into the Dioj colony. Not only is that move suicide, because Sam should sacrifice Y2 and move 2 greens into Juan's home for the bluebird overpopulation. Um, but I don't see what else that could do for Juan. Um, Sam has a little red now that they should be willing to sacrifice to capture that little invader. Um, so beyond being so it's suicide, and I don't see what good that would do, even if it wasn't suicide. Juan decided not to do that. Oh, maybe it was a misclick. Maybe they meant to move the G1 there. That makes a lot more sense. At least they're thinking about trying to overpopulate these greens. Although, I mean, all Sam has to do is trade like the G3 for R3, and now they can capture that green, and Juan can't have a productive overpopulation or anything. So I don't like this either, but I at least see where the thought process might be. Gee, sacrificing Y2 to evacuate both of them? I don't think they should be nearly that scared. And that puts these greens in a system that is not connected to Juan's home. Juan is connected to mediums and larges, but not to smalls. So, and okay, boy, I got to tell you, I have not liked many moves this game. Have been ones that I do not like, um, and many of the thoughts I have not liked. So this little green really was not a threat. Sam could have just captured it and been just fine. They could have traded one of these ships and been safe from overpopulation. And spending a nice medium yellow to evacuate to a colony that is farther from Juan's home and in a place now where Juan Juan can capture that G1 with that little R1. If Samraku sacrifices to take it back, Juan sacrifices to take it back again, and Juan ends up with keeping that G1. Uh, I don't know what Samraku's thinking with that, but they commit to it. Gosh. All right. Well, Samraku, I know you're watching because you always watch my videos and you make a lot of comments. Tell me, please. Also, what's this move about? It, I don't like it. um, okay, Juan now. Juan takes the G2, leaves the G3 open for building, but Sam isn't going to want to build it because they don't have room. So that seems like a good build. Juan would like to build the G3 on their turn, although I'm a little surprised Juan didn't just take the G1 here. Okay, so yeah. Oh, and Sam gets a factory out of it. They get to rebuild the G3. They build a red and a blue. Okay, those are both pretty good. Um, I guess in chess, I'm fairly accustomed to there being some tension on the board where there are pieces that could be captured, but there are more important things going on. In Homeworlds, it's a little more rare, I think. Usually, if there's a piece that could be captured, it should be captured. It's usually the best thing going on. Not always. So I'm a little surprised that both players just passed up a chance to capture. Juan also gets a factory, but they get a G3 out of it and get to build that B2. Sam has no yellow ships at all. They can't overpopulate those blues. So yeah, that seems like a good build to me. Again, I guess there's no real rush. We're talking about smalls here, where Juan just built a large and a medium, so that's definitely more pressing for Juan. Let's see, does Sam have something more important than capturing a little red? Factory building a blue. Oh, just the blue. Um, I think, well, they could have built the red, but then Juan would have built the two large reds. That would have hurt. Yeah, so the G3 sacrifice was not needed. Sam could have just built the B2 and it'd come out the same. Sam ought to get some yellow, I think. All right, Juan has another productive factory, I guess. They build red and red. That lets Sam build an R3 here. Juan doesn't have medium yellow or better to overpopulate immediately, and you can't slow push um, for a red overpopulation. Yeah, I think Sam should. Well, oh no no no! At this point, oh yeah, Juan was trying to build in in Sam's colony for crying out loud. So Juan really did kind of just hand Sam a couple of pieces. Well, the medium that he just built was handed over. The red was in danger from that invasion that I didn't like from so long ago. I'm a little surprised that this turned out so well for Sam. Juan didn't capture; they just had other things going on. Um, all right, well, Sam, whatever you actually had in mind, that invasion worked out really well for you. All right, Juan now says it's time for some more yellow. Puts a B3 back in the bank, but Sam isn't going to want to build it. And Juan can build it if Sam doesn't block. So that seems pretty good. Sam does block getting a yellow themselves. This colony, though, the Samori colony, even though they've got a yellow now, so they could escape, it's a pretty good target for invasion. If I was Juan, I'd strongly consider moving the R3 into there. But let's see. They've got a factory for blue and yellow. Okay. I think that was pretty good. Also factory for blue and the red. Good. Yeah, Juan doesn't have any place to build red right now. Juan, boy, this is a very full board. Juan here should be a little worried about losing their R3 to these guys, to the Y2 sacrifice and two reds moving in, although that is Sam's only yellow ship. And if, but those are Juan's only red ships. So that's one thing I'm worried about here. What are our other main threats? Sam can still safely build that R3. One can sacrifice Y3 to get one red into Sam's home and the other one step away, but Sam can sacrifice one of their R3s to capture the invader, and then Sam's doing okay. Juan, though, could spread out the, probably wants to, if Juan spreads out the reds, then not only are they putting more pressure on Sam's home to not build that R3, but they're also putting themselves in a position to build that R3. So I like spreading out the reds. Yep. And that's Juan's choice. I think that's good. Sam trading for yellow. Juan can't build the blue. Sam can, so that's pretty good. And Sam can't build that R3 safely anymore, so that's something. If I was Sam, I would just feel a little uncomfortable not having a ship, any ships of the remaining color in my home. I'd want to put a station of blue there. Let's see if Juan blocks the B3 build. They do. Occupy as a star, but it's just a medium, so Sam can invade. Let's see what Juan picks. Juan's just going to leave it. Spreads out the yellows instead. Yeah, I haven't been paying attention to this for a while now, but Juan is practically at a doomsday machine again. Yeah, so Sam can go ahead and capture this R2. But it's not going to matter. In fact, I think Sam should ignore that R2 right now. I think even that colony invasion last turn, I think, was a mistake. Sam. Okay, let's compare doomsday machines. It's Sam's turn right now. What if Sam started their invasion right this minute? They move in a little. No. Okay, I think Sam should win this since it's Sam's turn. I think Sam needs to move in the big blue. Juan really has to capture it or they're going to lose in 2 moves, and that's faster than Juan can counterattack. At least I think it is. If Juan were to move in the G3, Sam could sacrifice R2, capture that invader, and capture the large in Juan's home. Oh gosh. All right, well this is a dueling doomsday machines. All right, I'm not going to try to work it out completely because I would bore you guys terribly because I always overthink everything. But let's see how many turns Samraku needs to win if they just start going in. Move in the B3. Juan, the most normal thing for Juan to do is just to capture that B3. Then Samraku sacrifices Y3 to move. Oops, oh, Samori is not connected. Okay. So. Samraku doesn't have quite enough ships connected to Juan's home, from what I can see, to complete the Doomsday Machine. They need to push the blue forward, or they need to push one of the reds forward to make it a full Doomsday Machine. Sam capturing that R2. So here's a funny thing. Samraku would be improving their Doomsday Machine if instead of capturing with an R1 sacrifice from Ewerop, if they would sacrifice this R1 from Faust instead, because that would have the effect of moving one of their reds, no longer having a red in Faust, but now having a red in Gabrit, which is connected to Juan's home. And if they still had that R1 in Ewerop, they would be closer to having a full Doomsday Machine. Um, so I think Sam should take that back and sacrifice a different red. Oh no, Sam, I'm sorry. I think you're 1 step behind. I think Juan's gonna take this. All right, let's now that it's Juan's turn, let's look at Juan's Doomsday Machine. Juan has 4 greens and 3 yellows connected to Sam's home, and they've got yellow power for 1 at a time moves. Not a lot of red, but enough to take over Sam's home if Sam neglects to capture invaders. And they've got a Y3 for extra speed. So if Juan moves in, starts with the G3, Sam has got to capture it. Then Juan moves in, say, another G3. Sam still has to capture it. Juan moves in. Oh, but they need the. Okay, Juan should start with moving in this. Juan's Doomsday Machine counts on one of these 2 greens remaining in their homeworld because the yellows have all got to go. Okay, try this again. Juan moves in the G1. Sam captures it. Juan moves in the G3 from the colony. Sam captures it. Juan moves. To make things a little faster, Juan sacrifices Y3 to move. Okay, I didn't have my whiteboard ready. That's looking good. Okay. Sorry about this. Juan moves in the G1. Sam captures. Juan moves in a G3. Sam captures. Juan moves in, let's say Juan sacrifices the Y3, moves in the G2 for the overpopulation, and moves in 2 more yellows. Doesn't matter if Sam captures them or not, Juan moves the last yellow into Sam's home, or or builds. Well, no, at that point this green star's gone. At that point the green star is gone, and Juan doesn't have any green that they can safely sacrifice. So maybe Sam has some way of. No, they don't have enough blue connected to this colony to blow it up at any point in those proceedings. Okay, so I think Juan starts their invasion now and wins. Starting with the Y3 star. That I think is not the right choice because that leaves with Juan with no yellow anywhere. They can't even try to move the greens in. And in fact, at this point, I think Sam should win. If Juan were to commit to this, Sam should win, sacrifice the Y3, move the G3 into Juan's home, and put the G1 somewhere where it can move in on the next turn. Actually, I guess it doesn't even need to be because Sam has a Y2 they could sacrifice for the rest. Oh no! Oh no! Juan! I'm so sorry, Juan. I think you blew it. Sam should win this now. Nope. Looks like Sam didn't see it. Yeah, Juan should have lost by a 2-turn bluebird here. Let's see if Sam takes this back. Factory build's nice because it picks up a lot, but really they should be trying to clean up the yellows because yellow is what Juan needs in order to finish this. Um, okay, Juan trading for the yellow. That is the yellow they need. But they're going to need to get that green ship back. Sam. The tension over this remaining green ship might actually prompt Sam to look at things like trying to invade Juan's home with green. Sam still has the same opportunity as before to invade with the greens and win. Oh, trading it out. Um, that's not going to be good enough because Juan can reinforce with, say, oh no, well, they don't really have a color to reinforce with, do they? Hmm. Well, that's interesting. Oh no, no, okay, yeah, Juan. Okay, we're back to Juan winning. Um, yeah, Sam. Sorry, Sam. I think you missed your opportunity again. Juan now should win. Just move the G1 into Sam's home. Whether Sam captures or not. Oh no, 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 no. Sam. Okay, Sam. Let's see. Juan. La, 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 la. Juan here should go for the draw because Sam should win on their next turn. Juan should sacrifice the Y3 to move 1, 2, 3 greens into Sam's home for the overpopulation because Juan can't win this turn. And if no matter what Juan does, I think Sam will win on their next. Well, okay. Juan could trade one of these greens for some other color, I suppose. But but they really, really need these greens to finish Sam off. Um, most things that Juan does at this point are a mistake because if Sam sacrifices Y3 to move, Sam now has a green that's one jump from Juan's home, and so they can win with a bluebird in one shot. So Juan needs to either go for the draw or at least needs to get rid of one of these greens. And it's not pretty. Sacrificing the Y3 for the draw. I believe that is the correct move here. Let's see if they commit. They do. Okay. Boy, it was another one of those where both players had winning moves several turns in a row, and and both players were kind of thinking some of the right things, but didn't quite have all the pieces together, and so I kept having to say, oh, and now they win, now they win. Um, but sometimes those are the it was very exciting to see a draw here where Sam had so much more material at the end. Boy, interesting. Okay, well, that's it for now. Thanks for watching.